I worked my butt off to try to get them to sign Randy Moss. And I know there's been some bad blood with Randy and all that stuff. I mean, he stuck it to us in a couple of things. But you know what? People can change.
Favre wanted Randy so much that the Packers were in talks with Oakland to send Aaron Rodgers to the Bay in exchange for Moss. The deal fell through and Randy was traded to New England instead. The Pats went 16-0, and everyone had their seasons ended by the Giants. But what if the Packers had made this trade work? The 2007 season would look so incredibly different and be so f***ing fun. This is that story. March 2007. The Packers knew their Favre window was closing. The Raiders knew that no Randy was better than a disgruntled Randy. All parties were happy when Green Bay sent the unproven Aaron Rodgers to the Bay in exchange for Moss, who was entering a contract year. The Packers were ready to win now, and the Raiders had their eyes on the future. A month later, and with the hole at quarterback filled, Oakland was able to give Rodgers a little bit of help when they drafted Georgia Tech wide receiver Calvin Johnson first overall. Sorry to take Calvin from you, Detroit, but y'all got a pretty good consolation prize with Joe Thomas. As for the Browns at third overall, they were able to land a guy that a lot of people thought was the best player in the draft. Jamarcus Russell. Cleveland, I'm sorry. With first-year head coach Lane Kiffin running the show, the Raiders improved but couldn't do enough to catch the Chargers. As for the Packers, Favre targeted Moss non-stop, and Green Bay stole the show by going 14-2. They lost once to the Bears and once to the 13-3 Cowboys, which caused a scare when Favre was knocked out for the second half. Packer Nation got to see what their Aaron Rodgers-less future looked like. It was not pretty. But Favre was back the next week, the Packers finished with the best record in the NFC, and the can continued to get kicked down the road. It could have been worse though. Green Bay had the chance to spend their 2007 first-rounder on Brady Quinn. Instead, with the Browns no longer needing him thanks to Jamarcus, Quinn would go to Kansas City. Chiefs fans, I'm sorry, but someone had to take him. The Packers faced the Giants in the divisional round. Plexico Burress and Randy Moss one-upped each other throughout the contest, but the Packers narrowly escaped thanks to Favre finding Moss in overtime to set up a Mason Crosby field goal. The conference championship saw Green Bay host Dallas, where they looked to exact revenge for the regular season loss. I've never predicted anything as easily as this one. The Cowboys played a great game. Romo kept them close throughout the contest. He made some incredible plays, and then he did some stupid shit right at the end of the game, and it cost it for Dallas, and blah, 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 blah. Brett and his pal Randy headed into the Super Bowl against a Patriots team that finished the 2007 season a respectable 13-3. The game would prove to be an offensive slugfest as Favre dueled Brady throughout the night, and neither defense felt the need to stop the fireworks. Despite Belichick's attempt to make Moss miserable all night, the trade paid off for the Packers as Brett Favre got his second Super Bowl victory and Moss got his first. With the win, the old gunslinger called it a career and could hold his head high when he announced his retirement. No failed comeback, no stint with the Jets, just lots and lots of denim. Like so much denim. While the Packers came into the 2008 season trying to figure out which rookie to start, their ex was getting hot out in Oakland. In their second season together, Aaron Rodgers and Calvin Johnson were already threatening the records set by Favre and Moss. The Raiders gave them even more help when they took Darren McFadden the following year, who would become incredibly dangerous as no defense dared stack the box with Megatron on the outside. They made Lane Kiffin look like an offensive genius, and because the defense was still catching up on the rebuild, Rodgers and Johnson were asked to connect early and often. The pair formed the foundation for a team that would continue to grow, and in 2011, the Raiders would make the playoffs for the first time since '02. That was the year that they made the Super Bowl, but got absolutely demolished by Tampa. I remember it well because I was in the 7th grade and got dumped by my girlfriend at the end of the game, so we pretty much had the same night. That 2011 season saw Rodgers throw 50 touchdowns and Johnson go over 2,000 yards receiving. Green Bay didn't have a quarterback reach 2,000 yards passing, as they were still fumbling through the recycled air that is NFL QBs. The Raiders were cruising and playing so well that even the Davis family couldn't derail them. Hell, Peyton didn't even go to the Broncos because he knew they couldn't overpower the mighty Raiders. Oakland made AFC championship after AFC championship, took home some hardware, and in the process never let Joe Flacco become a thing. All of that took place while the Packers could only watch, dreaming of the one that got away. Somehow, what we got instead was even more unbelievable. The Packers went from one Hall of Fame quarterback to another, the Patriots finished 18-1, and Eli Manning became a two-time Super Bowl champion. Aaron Rodgers to Calvin Johnson would have been pretty great, but they did just fine on their own. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for Jamarcus Russell, despite how cool it was to see him throw bombs sitting down. Oh, and after Brett Favre went public about being a slime ball, he gave us a glimpse of what could have been.
Jump ball, Moss. Got this one! The 500th career touchdown pass by Brett Favre. And it's the first Favre to Moss.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to SB Nation for more. And if you like this video, then you'll love this one by Vox.com. It's about the first down line, how they do it. I feel smarter just for watching it.